welcome to the Encore day of the Steam Holiday Sale 2013 and 14. Today is the last day and on sale are only the games from today and yesterday. Total War Rome 2 is a strategy game from the very well-known Total War series. This game had many problems on launch, and even if they have resolved some of them, I would still recommend to wait for a better price. This game is 50% off and has Steam trading cards. Age of Empires 2 HD is a remake of the old and loved strategy game. This remake is great. The game's graphics are improved, you can play online thanks to Steam integration, and the developers just recently released a new add-on. The game had some problem at launch, but most bugs, especially those in multiplayer, are now fixed. The game is 75% off and should definitely be a part of your Steam account. The Stanley Parable is a first-person exploration game. The game is only 40% off, but the way the game is presented, it's certainly worth checking out. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is a first-person open-world RPG. The game offers a huge world with a rather shallow depth. The game is now 2 years old, but the price is still surprisingly high. As long as you don't really rave for an RPG of this style, I actually would look on other digital distribution sites for a better price. This game also offers Steam trading cards. Call of Duty Ghost is a first-person shootman game with a dog-shaped living canine buddy and fish AI. With 33% off, it's also one of the best purchase decisions you could ever make. Be the best pro gamer and buy now. Borderlands 2 is Dead Island, just without the focus on zombies. It's a first-person shooter with up to 4 players in co-op. The more players you are, the more bullet spongy the enemies become. The story is non-existing, the characters are annoying, the humor is bad, the menu is designed for consoles in mind, enemies respawn at the same place over and over again, the quests are simple fetch quests that will force you to run through the same areas over and over. The "we have so many guns" system is goddamn bad, because they all have their own unique stats that make it, next to their bad menu design, really annoying, if not impossible, to compare weapons. I don't know why you would want to play that game. It's 75% off and has Steam trading cards. Batman Arkham Origins is the third game from the Arkham series. After the first two games, this third-person action-adventure was made by a different developer, and you can tell the difference. It's not a bad game, but it's not as big of a step forward as the first two. I have seen this game way cheaper and would recommend to search elsewhere or wait. Right now the game is 50% off and has Steam trading cards. Payday 2 is a first-person heist shooter with up to 4 players. This is a really good and challenging game you should pick up if you have friends to play it with. With 55% off, it's still a bit expensive, but the amount of gameplay it offers makes the game worth picking up even for this price. The game also has Steam trading cards. XCOM Enemy Unknown is a strategy game and a remake of the original from 1993. The game has made quite some changes, which might disappoint veteran gamers, but it's still an amazing game that will enthrall you for many hours. The game is 75% off and has Steam trading cards. The add-on Enemy Within sadly is not discounted. Metro Last Light is a first-person shooter set in a post-apocalyptic Moscow. This is a great game, but I recommend to buy and play Metro 2033 before buying this one. Last Light is 66% off and has Steam trading cards. Dishonored is a first-person stealth game set in a steampunk setting. I never was a big fan of stealth game until I played this game. It's one of my favorite games of this year and I can highly recommend it. The game is 75% off. Company of Heroes 2 is a World War II strategy game. The first one was amazing, but the second one lacks features and has more DLCs, and the overall gameplay just isn't as good as the first one. The game is 66% off and has Steam trading cards. Saints Row 4 is a GTA-like third-person action game, just with a totally nuts setup. The game is a blast, but you can tell that this game originally was supposed to be an add-on for Saints Row 3. You're still in Steelport and only a few locations were changed, but the story, the new things you can play with, and characters you meet make the game worth playing. The game is 60% off and has Steam trading cards. Football Manager 2014 is a football manager. Shocks. This is the one from Sega, and if you want a deep soccer simulation, you want to get this one. It's 50% off and has Steam trading cards. Garry's Mod is a first-person do-what-you-want game. You can do so much crazy stuff. The community is huge and comes up with all kinds of cool game modes. With 75% off, this is also really cheap. The game also has Steam trading cards. Far Cry 3 is a first-person shooter that has a pretty island and an interesting bad guy. The gameplay is incredibly boring though. The first roughly 20 minutes are interesting because you are a rich white guy that's scared shitless and tries desperately to survive. But the second you get your first weapon, you instantly turn into an invincible warrior and the game becomes easy and boring. If you want a really good looking game that's also fun but doesn't overstay its welcome, buy Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. The game is 75% off. Chivalry is a first-person melee fighter. This game can be a whole lot of fun, but be prepared to lose quite a bit in the beginning because skill does matter. Also, you have to get used to how weapons work because I lost so many fights simply because you will overestimate or underestimate the range of your or the enemy's weapons. The game is 75% off and has Steam trading cards. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a third-person quote-unquote assassin game. After realizing that the only good part from the previous game was the sailing, they made a whole game around that in the sequel. With 25% off, this game is still quite expensive and I would recommend to either wait or search for a better offer elsewhere. Anno 2070 is a strategy game set in the iPod Everything is White future. This is an enjoyable strategy game if you can get past the setting. The game is 75% off. BioShock Infinite is the third game of the BioShock series. This first-person shooter has stunning visuals but mediocre gameplay. The game is 75% off and has Steam trading cards. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is a first-person tactic shooter. Many swear that only beta 5.4.3.7 is the true Counter-Strike experience, but from what I can tell, CSGO is a really good game. If you're searching for a tactical shooter, you should pick this one up. The game is 75% off and has Steam trading cards. Tomb Raider is a third-person action-adventure. The game looks beautiful and Lara Croft actually is a three-dimensional character. The big problem is the gameplay though. It's full of quick-time events. If you don't mind those, with 80% it's an okay price. The game also has Steam trading cards. Arma 3 is a first-person military sandbox game. If you're searching for a realistic military shooter, and I don't mean Call of Duty or Battlefield realistic, this is the one you want to get. The game is still relatively new, so the discount is only at 40%. The game also has Steam trading cards. Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition is a third-person action RPG and the best game ever made, and everyone who disagrees is just a filthy casual. To be serious though, the game is a challenging and unforgiving game. Even though I personally am not the biggest fan of the game, I will still recommend it to give it a try. It's 80% off. And that's all. Thank you for watching my videos and I hope we will see us again when the next big sale starts.